Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, I got the ratio, at least, between the losses, the Russian losses and the Ukrainian losses in the Ukrainian counteroffensive. Remember, these numbers are provided by the Ukrainian side, so obviously they will be showing a big discrepancy between the Russian losses and the Ukrainian losses, but these are the numbers I got so far. This article comes from Ukrainska Pravda from September 14th, 2022. Counteroffensive in Kharkiv Oblast. Danilov names the ratio of losses among the armed forces of Ukraine to those of occupiers. During the counteroffensive in Kharkiv Oblast, the Russian troops suffered much higher losses than the armed forces of Ukraine, despite the fact that the occupiers are defending themselves and therefore would be expected to be a more favorable situation. So they already covered reality and say, this is some very odd situation. Source: Oleksiy Danilov, Secretary of the National Security and Defense Council, on Channel 24, a Ukrainian TV channel and news website, said, and I'm quoting, "I can say the figures of the enemy's losses in relation to our losses, precisely during this period of counteroffensive, are 9-1 or 10-1. For every one of our soldiers who has unfortunately died, there are 9 or 10 dead Ruschists, Russian soldiers who invaded our land." Details. Danilov added that it is a very interesting indicator that the armed forces of Ukraine are breaking down stereotypes in military in military affairs, because in war it is usually the side conducting an offensive that sustains higher losses. So, Mr. Danilov, I have to tell you that those are studies and facts, they're not stereotypes, okay? And sometimes stereotypes, I don't know how you want to take it, but they come from reality. So you can't really break those stereotypes, the facts, the studies, the reality, with your little 9-1 or 10-1 ratio, which, please allow me to have great doubts that that is the case. But let's see what else Mr. Danilov has to say. We are breaking down stereotypes, not only in the ranks of the military, but also in the eyes of representatives of NATO countries. He wants money now, I'm guessing. And our partners, they are pleasantly surprised by the quality of the work of our military, our civilians, and our entire society in the struggle for independence and freedom. Okay, where is the part where you want more weapons because you know how to use them? And that's your point. The Secretary of National Security of Defense Council added that not every country is capable of resisting invaders in this way. Opa, why? Is it because some people are superior and some are inferior? Say it, Danilov. I dare you, triple dare you. Oh, he's not saying anything. Well, let me complete that. Because we are better than others. Our people are better. Otherwise, what could it be? Training or very many weapons? But it says no. Not every country is capable of resisting invaders in this way. Because we... Good for you. Background. On September 14th, President Volodymyr Zelensky arrived in the liberated city of Izium in Kharkiv Oblast. And then he says, Hanna Maliar, Deputy Minister of Defense of Ukraine, said that Ukrainian defenders had succeeded in liberating approximately 388 administrative units and 150,000 people in Kharkiv Oblast since 6 September 2022. According to Oleg Sinehubov, the head of the Kharkiv Oblast Military Administration, as of 14th of September, 16 Hromadas, administrative units designated a town, village, or several villages and their adjacent territories in Kharkiv oblasts have been fully liberated from the Russians. However, approximately 6% of the oblast territory is still occupied. Wow, so only 6%. Good job, good job. Well, that's great news. I will definitely doubt that 10-1, and I tell you why. One, the difference between the weapons, the Russian weapons and the Ukrainian weapons is not that great. It's not that great. I don't think it's a sensitive or sensible difference whatsoever. But again, the amount of ammunition and equipment, again, I don't think Ukraine overwhelmed the Russians with that. Now people, maybe that could have been one reason. More people that was concentrated in one little strike, which I think that would have been, and the timing that could have played a role, and probably a good intelligence on the opposite, the enemies, in this case Russian armies, positions and personnel and weak points. And I think that was the main thing, because they picked this area to attack, not because it aligned with some stars or something, or it a better view of the woods. No, it was because they had information that this part is probably least defended. That's how you do it. You don't go to the middle, right, or wherever the enemy has the bulk of his army and so on. So I don't see, even if you have it as a surprise, I don't know how a surprise attack could have occurred over there. Honestly, I'm still trying to understand how the Ukrainians were able to overwhelm the Russians, as they say they overwhelmed them, and the Russians retreated. That's a fact, so you can't deny that one. Now I don't know about 388 municipalities or whatever. I don't know about the 150,000 people. I don't know about only 6% needs to be liberated. Those numbers, I think they're just politically motivated over there. But that's my assessment. Could be different. Yes, could be different. But since I'm very skeptical on everything that comes from a front, I'm waiting. I'm just reporting these things because they say it. I analyze them. I'm cautioning that, hey, it can't be like that. I'm trying to figure out how the Ukrainians could have done that. But they did it. So good for them. The thing is, if you look on the map, they are on the most northern occupied territory by the Russians. So next is Russian territory. How should I put it? Russia proper, if you want. So they probably figure out that they can't be encircled from the north and from the south. I have no idea what, but the fact is that they were able to do that. And Danilov, the stereotypes of war were based on facts and in studies. It's not that someone just woke up and did not like the old statistics and they came with a new study just because it looked better. So remember that the ratio in order to break a front is about 3-1. So you have to have 10 people against 3 people about in order to overwhelm the opposition. Now they had another article here where they said they had a ratio of 9-1 in how many people they have versus the Russians. If that's the case, then again, it's very strange that they lost only in a ratio of 1-9 or 1-10. But well, we'll find out in about 30 years. I hope we are alive by then. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.